two, you faded to play. Now, in the pixels and the lights, feel the thrill of the fights. The game's so intense, I need some defense. A victory allowed, so press start now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm your boy LSD, and I'm with my homeboy Eggs over here.
How's it going?
And we're Too Faded to Pay, the podcast about drinking and playing video games.
Oh, yes.
And it is our Halloween episode.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the dates, and I completely forgot until last moment this one would be going up. This one's going to go up on Halloween.
Yeah.
So I was like, last year we were like a couple episodes ahead of it. We were prepared. We went out and bought costumes, and we just, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
So.
I totally forgot. And of course, we are unprepared because it just hit us, and I just got back from out of town. I've been gone like 2 weeks. Down there in Florida.
Yep.
So
life's been busy in general, so.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, shit, we gonna go ahead and get into it.
Yeah.
So we gonna start with our holiday drinks.
Yep.
Now, I'm probably gonna butcher that. I'm gonna say Allagash.
That's what I want to say.
Allagash, Haunted House, Hoppy Dark Ale.
Yeah, this is what made me remember the Halloween episode, because I went in to go buy this, and I saw the Halloween stuff, and I was like, shit, Halloween is coming up, and I pulled up the schedule, and I was like, shit, the next episode we're recording is the Halloween.
Yeah, man. So this episode is actually, it's not going to be what we normally talk about. We're going to do, what are we doing?
We're doing haunted places.
Haunted places. That's
more specifically in Ohio, but, because that's where we're both from.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
All right, so Allagash, Haunted House, Hoppy Dark Ale, 6.6.
Yes.
What's that on the back?
Cursed by our love of roasty porters, we summon the recipe for Haunted House. Hopped with Nugget, Cascade, and Northern Brewer, its flavor is filled with hauntingly balanced notes of coffee malt and a devilish hint of hops. So we're looking at a coffee malt.
Oh, yeah. And that boy says dark, hoppy, scary, good.
Yeah. Scary good.
Where they out of?
I don't know.
All right. Well, shout out to Allagash. I apologize if I'm butchering this.
From Maine.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see what they're doing.
It's not as heavy as I would expect. Yeah. But it's definitely got a coffee flavor to it.
Oh, it's definitely, it's kind of stoutish.
Yeah. It's not a heavy stout, but it's stoutish, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I like it. I like it.
Not bad. Purple. Shit. Well, let's go ahead, man.
So what you been up to?
Fucking been in Florida for the past 2 weeks training. Mm-hmm. It was rough. Mm-hmm. It was rough. But while I was down there, I did do some, little bit of crawling. Mm-hmm. Found some good stuff.
Okay.
And do I even want to talk about this now?
No, we'll talk about that in the next episode.
All right, I'm at the whole.
We'll get into that in the next episode.
Right. Yeah, I found some good stuff. Hit a couple of spots, saw a couple of things, and got back and just ready to get back to start grinding. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Well, since the last time we recorded, that East Coast hurricane went through. So I'm sure everybody heard about it on the news. It was pretty bad. Thankfully, I didn't get hit specifically too hard. My power was out for a day and stuff like that. A lot of debris on the ground, but some people got hit really hard out there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's towns wiped off the map. There's roads, highways that have collapsed, and just... It was pretty bad. I know my my family that lives close to me, their power was out for like 3 or 4 days, and they were coming over to my house just because they live off of a well, so they had no power, so they had no water.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was like, yeah.
Yeah, a friend of ours, he lost power for about a week. Mm-hmm. He came over and got my generator, and he was fine once he got the generator. Mm-hmm. And he was pretty good after that. But everybody else, man, shit. Prayers go out to our people in Asheville, North Carolina, man, because they got hammered.
Yeah, they got hit way worse than we did here.
Right.
And it was. Yeah.
It's just crazy to see, and like that shit in the mountains. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, you don't expect flooding up that way.
Yeah, and like you said, whole highways is washed out. Mm-hmm. It's going to take them years to recover. Probably a decade at least.
Yeah, no, they'll probably get the main interstates back up first, and then after that, it's just going to be a slow process getting smaller roads back together.
Yeah.
And like some of the towns, like I said, towns were wiped off the map.
Yeah.
And those are probably just gone forever now.
Right, just gone forever.
Yeah.
Turned into ghost towns, which hence the episode.
Yeah, that's just kind of the episode, but
yeah. But on a lighter note, what are we talking about now?
Cartridge Club?
Are we doing Cartridge Club?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do the Cartridge Club. All right, so which one are we talking about? The Meteor?
The Cat House Blues.
Okay, so you did play it?
I did play it.
Okay. So, the game we played for the Cartridge Club is Cat House Blues for the 2600. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what to say about it.
Okay.
I played a little bit of it because that's all you're going to get is a little bit of play of it.
Yeah, it's an Atari game.
It's an Atari game. You're not going to go into debt. It was basically, you're just racking up points. Mm-hmm. That's all it was. You're just racking up points. I still didn't get the gist of the game.
No, you didn't?
No.
I figured it out.
I thought you just breaking the houses, right?
No.
What is it?
No. It's a porn game.
Is it?
It is. Yeah.
So, I see the guy, he goes into the house.
That's a girl.
That's a girl.
Mm-hmm. Specifically a hooker.
Oh, so that was the cop who was arresting her. Mm-hmm. But
so the goal of the game, it's a memory game. So you start out and there's like 9 houses in front of you, and it's like 12, and there's this sprite that's supposed to be a girl that's walking around, and she enters a house, and then you see another one show up and it enters a house, and it has like 5 or 6 of them you see. So then you get control of your character, and you start at the bottom of the screen, and right beside you is a bank. And you have to go to that, and it gives you money. And then you have to remember which houses the girls walked into, and you have to go into each of those houses. They each charge $20. And then you have to once you go into a house with them, you take the analog stick and you have to quickly go up and down with it, and it's just an animation of just
I ain't getting none of that.
Yeah.
I ain't getting none of that.
If you go in the wrong house, it calls the cops, and they come trying to get you, and you have to try to escape them.
That's all I kept doing.
Yeah.
I didn't get the point. So
well, if you also don't have the money, the hooker kicks you out of the house.
Oh,
so
shit.
If you don't have the money to pay for it, or if you go to a wrong house, it gets the cops called on you. If you go to the bank too many times, because like you go to the bank and it's like, here's $55. So you go to 2 girls and then you go back to the bank and try to get a little more. If you go over $100, there was another character at the bottom screen in the jail. That character breaks out of the jail and steals money from you.
What?
So it's like, it's a really short game. There really isn't a whole lot to talk about it. But it's... Yeah, I kind of want to pull it up and I want to show you. It's. I don't know. I'm curious to look it up, see how much it is.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Because it's like I said, it's technically a porn game. It's an Atari 2600 game, so you'll never actually be able to tell what's going on.
Yeah, so because I was like, what the hell am I supposed to be doing? Because I didn't look up the instructions or anything. Mm-hmm. I'm just assuming that you just go into these houses and then the cops chase you. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I got to get away from the cops, but the cops kept catching me, and I didn't understand it. So I just kept digging around with it. I didn't realize That's what the game was.
Speaking of dicking around, did you notice the life meter at the top of the screen?
I saw it.
They look like dicks.
They do.
They do.
I didn't even realize that. I thought that was just like a bone or something.
Yeah, no, it's dick.
It's a bone.
it's a bone, yeah.
Oh my God. It don't have a price on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
On Game it doesn't show.
Okay.
Let me check eBay. It just says unlicensed.
It may have been an unlicensed game then. It might not have sold in stores.
$125.
$125 for a copy of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, $125. And it's sealed.
Okay.
They sure is dicks.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, they're dicks. Yeah, I kind of lucked into figuring it out because like the game starts, I saw the girls walk into the houses, and my first thought was, yeah, just try to walk into the house, follow behind the person, and then you get kicked out. And then I died, and I was like, well, what's this gray building? And I walked up to it, and I saw I got points. So I was like, oh, is that what I'm supposed to do? And I walked up again, I got more points, and then the guy broke out of jail and stole the points from me. And I was like, okay, and then. So then I was like, well, let me try walking into one of these houses, and I walk in, and it's just a square scene, and there's just really crudely pixelated girl laying on the ground, and then you on top of her. And then you just take the analog stick, and you just got to up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and you just get points for every. It's yeah.
So this is off topic, but I got a chance to play that Custer's Revenge.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, it's just the worst. Pixelated, like dude's ass naked, and he's got his dong out.
Yeah.
And the arrows don't even look like they touching the ground. They just kind of just fall kind of just like right above your head. And you just got to run across, and then once you get to it, you just spamming the button. He just going to town.
Yeah.
Like
it's
like
yeah.
going to town.
Yeah, so you go over to the gray building there, and it gives you money.
Okay.
And then you have to go into one of the houses that you saw the girls go into. And then you...
Oh shit!
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole game right there.
Oh, that's fucking great.
But it's
that's gonna be high for me.
Oh, I went in the wrong house.
Oh shit!
Here you go, dude.
Hold on. It ain't timed, is it?
No. You just gotta go up and down on the analog stick. And you get points at the top of the screen. They kick you out of the house. And then you gotta go back to the bank and get more money so you can go to the next house with the next girl.
I don't know what the next house was.
I don't remember either, but it was just like...
Oh shit, I got 180.
Yeah, so the guy will probably break out of jail and try to get you. It's just the stupidest...
Oh no! He got me. Yeah. He like a skeleton. I can't move.
Yeah, it killed you.
That's fucking great.
It's short, it's stupid, but...
Oh, man.
Once I figured it out, I was laughing a lot.
I like that. I like that a lot. Oh. I'm gonna put it right here.
Okay.
Cat House.
Is that over or under Cathedral?
That's about the same.
About the same.
I'm gonna bridge that one.
Okay.
What about you?
In between Jet Set and Euden.
And it's not really just for playability, just because it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like it's an Atari game, so you can only judge them so harshly.
Yeah, so.
But like, yeah, it's just funny.
It's just funny. It's funny. Like I could see myself playing that and just crying, laughing. All right.
So on Eggs' side, we have Nier Automata, Sphinx, Ys the Ark of Nepishtim, Skyrim, Persona, Super Mario Wonder, Spider-Man 2, Okami, Bayonetta, Forspoken, Returnal, Eiyuden Chronicles, Cat House Blues, Jet Set Radio, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Cathedral, Godfall, King of Route 66, Child of Light, Wulong, and Hogs of War. On LSD's side, we've got Returnal, Skyrim, Super Mario Wonder, Nier Automata, Forspoken, Bayonetta, Spider-Man 2, Sphinx, Ys the Ark of Nepishtim, Godfall, Okami, Eiyuden Chronicles, Cathedral, Cat House Blues, Jet Set Radio, King of Route 66, Wulong, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Child of Light, Hogs of War, and Persona 5.
There you go. So, the next game, are we rolling or are we just going to say it?
Yeah, we can just say it because we messed up the rolls the first time, or well, we had some trouble with the game, so we chose a different game. But basically, so the next game we're playing is Asteroids on the Atari 7800, or I'm sorry, Meteor on the Atari 7800.
Yep.
So that'll be the next game.
Yep, next game.
We did roll for it. It was just off camera.
Yeah, it was off camera.
So.
All right.
But let's go ahead and talk about what we played this game on, since that was such a short segment.
Yeah, so I picked up this thing in Florida. This is called the Pow Kitty X55.
Yep.
It's a handheld. Just got a bunch of emulators on it, from Atari 2600 to
goes up to Dreamcast.
Yeah. It actually plays pretty well. Some games do have like a little laggy in it, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. I noticed when I played, most of the lag I saw was in the N64 games, which I had to add on. Those weren't on there standard. They play fairly okay. There's just a little bit of lag here and there. I played like Zelda Ocarina of Time, and there was like a little bit of like it would play a cutscene, and you would watch like 10 seconds, and then there would be like a frame chop, and then another 10 seconds and a frame chop. But the actual gameplay was mostly all right. So it's pretty good. I like the analog sticks on it better than the game stick we used and stuff like that.
Yeah. My only beef with it is when you're playing the game, it can't go full screen. I would prefer it to be full screen, but it has these borders, which basically have like a picture of the system, whatever system that you're playing, or something like that.
Yeah, but it's got the 16:9 screen, the full size screen, but all the games are locked to 4x3, so it just puts these big borders up on either side of it. So
yeah, I mean, I like it. You know, it has. I'm not really for sure how many games. If I was to guess, it's probably 10,000 on here.
There's a lot.
Yeah. So, but it's pretty cool. Like, I think I paid like $60 for it.
Oh yeah, that's not bad for that then.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you find it, you can go ahead and cop it. Yeah. But anyway, so now it's Halloween time.
Halloween.
So we gonna start off with some candy.
Trick or treat.
Smell my feet.
Give me something good to drink.
Trick or treat bags.
Yes. What's it say? Butterfinger.
Yeah, this is a Butterfinger drink.
It says to add all 4 shots together and shake with ice. Okay.
All right. So
go ahead and open it up and see what these shots are.
Gotta have some gift bags. So I probably couldn't do this in my neighborhood. I'll probably get arrested.
Yeah.
I had these out to the parents. I'll probably still get arrested.
Probably.
He's handing out liquor. All right, so what we got in here? This is gonna be interesting. So we got a coffee liqueur. What's that? Cafe Granada?
Something like that.
Got a coffee liqueur. We got Kavanaugh Irish Cream.
Mm-hmm.
We got Mr. Stack's Liquor Butterscotch Schnapps. And then we have a veal vanilla flavored vodka. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I mean, I got some ice. The ice melted together.
All right. Think we should just pour it in there and shake it up, or you ain't got a top for that? Guess it don't matter now.
Yeah. I was just going to put it in and try to mix it, but...
All right.
Open all these little things up and pour them in.
So start with the ice.
Irish cream.
Coffee liqueur.
Hopefully this cup's big enough.
It should be. Actually, just that one little.
Just that one did
drink.
that, yeah. Butterscotch. I think the ice is just taking up a little too much room. So.
All right. Vanilla.
I expected the vanilla to be like creamy looking or something, but it's just clear.
Oh, there we go.
That's a perfect glass size. I just brought a fork I was going to mix it up with.
Right.
Because I don't have a shaker.
I actually do have a shaker, and I totally forgot it. Hell yeah, it smelled like a damn original, a Werther's original.
Yeah, it does.
All right, salute. That's good.
That is really good.
That is fucking excellent.
You can taste everything.
Yeah.
Like, you can taste the butterscotch, you can taste the coffee, you can taste the
the
cream, you
vanilla.
can taste the vanilla. Like, it's... And they mix really well.
I need to save these bottles.
Take them by the full-size ones.
This is fucking great.
It's really good.
Oh yeah, I like that. I'm gonna go buy some more of that before. And it was cheap. It was like $6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like $1.50 a shot. That's not bad.
Yeah, it was like $6. And they had a bunch of them too. I just picked this one. So yeah, this was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good. But we got to finish it up. We got a second drink. Or a third drink, technically.
Yeah, I could fuck with this. This is excellent.
It's really good.
Like, just imagine if you had like, I mean, it's all the same. If you get like Bailey's or something else, but this is probably like, you know, the cheapest stuff that they have that they just kind of put together.
Yeah.
But this is actually really tasty. I might have to go stock up.
This is a small side note, I guess. I'm blanking on the exact name right now. The company that made the Eggo waffle stuff that we really liked, they just started selling a mint chocolate chip one, and I was so tempted to pick it up when I was there. Because we had that mint chocolate chip from Smokehouse or whatever.
You did.
And it was really good.
Ooh.
So I'm curious, this other company that they've had a couple things that we've liked from them. I'm curious how their mint chocolate chip would be.
Oh yeah, we got to get with that. All right. So, Halloween time.
Halloween.
Hold on, I kind of want to start this off. So, did your town, where you from? We're both from Ohio.
Yes.
Did your town have kind of like a lore or something, like a weird cat lady or something, but nobody ever saw her or something like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. What was y'all's?
So I guess just for visual learning, I guess the town I grew up in was really small. It was a sub-town of Zanesville, which anybody who knows Ohio knows Zanesville's already a small area.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a small town off to the side of Zanesville. It was a one-road town, and there was houses on either side of the road, and it was like a 4-mile stretch, maybe.
Okay.
There was one house that was just an old, kind of decrepit house. I don't actually think anybody lived in it now that I'm older. I don't think anybody lived in it because it looked like it was too run down to actually have anybody in there. But what you could see in the windowsills, which kind of started the whole rumor of the witch lady, was there was a bunch of like mason jars that were lined up on shelves on the inside, and they had like twigs and herbs and stuff inside of them. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing was just like that. That was the witch lady's house, and don't let her get you, 'cause she'll cut off your fingers and jar them and shit like that. So that was my little town's like, it was nothing crazy, but
we had two. Mm-hmm. Well, one was like citywide, and one was just like kind of adjacent to my neighborhood. Mm-hmm. The one that was adjacent to my neighborhood was called Old Man Creek.
Okay.
So we live. It was some woods like near my house, pretty nice sized woods, you know. And there was a creek down there. And I think this girl who lived across the street from me, she just like made it up to like kind of scare us. Mm-hmm. And said like, "Don't go down there, Old Man Creek gonna get you." And
Old Man Creek was the person, like a person.
Yeah, it was like a person who lived in the woods, and he used to like kidnap kids or something like that. Mm-hmm. But we used to go down there, like trying to find him when we were kids and stuff like that. Try to find like his little hut, mm-hmm. but we never found it. And we were just stupid.
Yeah.
And then the citywide one, which everyone knew, was the Green Lady. Mm. The Green Lady was just like, she was like a witch. Mm-hmm. The green, but I remember we was like, I want to say 14, 15 years old. And my dude at the time, we caught the Rapid. The Rapid's like a train to area where his girlfriend stayed at. Mm-hmm. I was fucking with him that night. It was dark too. Uh-huh. And it was like a little park and had like a couple of benches and shit. Mm-hmm. And I just remember saying like, "Oh shit, there go the Green Lady." This motherfucker took off. I mean, he ran top speed. Mm-hmm. I never laughed so hard in my life. I was crying laughing. Mm-hmm. Like I couldn't move. And he was really scared of the Green Lady. Yeah. Like, so that's one, man, right there. All right, so let's get into it. What you got?
Well, we're getting into haunted places, specifically. I got a couple here. Some of them longer than others. But, like I said, these are all kind of based in Ohio. Except for, there was one I found interesting that's kind of here in South Carolina, which I wish it would have happened more recently due to it involves hurricanes, basically. So that's kind of why I was like, oh, it's kind of interesting because we just went through all that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this.
I kind of got an interesting theory about hurricanes, but I'm gonna let you go when you get to that.
We'll get into that one.
All right.
So the first one I found that was. I found the story behind this one kind of interesting. The haunting part of it was less so to me, but it was still listed as a haunted place. This is the Old Licking County Jail in Newark.
I've heard of that.
So the story that I found interesting was apparently there was a guy named Carl who was being held in the jail for his own protection because there was a lynch mob after him. Apparently he was a dry agent, which if anybody doesn't know what that is the person who would go undercover and try to get rid of like underground bars and stuff during the Prohibition. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So everybody hated this guy. Yeah. And he was being held in the jail to keep him safe. Well, people found out, and they broke into the jail, and they beat his ass to death in the jail. Wow. And then they drug his body out and strung him up to the lamppost right outside the jail. Wow. And according to rumor, like 5,000 or so people walked by that day just to yell at the dead body. Wow. Yeah. And it was just so. Yeah, it was like I was like, it's kind of an interesting story. Just like
See, what they always say, snitches get stitches.
Exactly.
So you fucking up a good time.
But I guess the sad part about it was the guy was 17 years old. So like, he was a young kid that they had going in trying to do all this stuff. But still.
I mean, it was 17-year-olds going to war.
Yeah, it's true.
So back then it was like, you know, smoking, drinking, that was normal for like a 15-year-old kid, you know.
That's true.
And what year was this?
It would have been in the 30s.
Prohibition time, so okay.
Or like late 20s, early 30s kind of thing.
Yeah. So.
But as far as like the actual ghost stuff goes, they claim that if you're walking down the hallways at night, you'll hear the sounds of footsteps behind you, of like the ghosts following you through the hallways of the place.
Motherfucker trying to tell on you.
If anyone's interested in kind of like learning a little more about this place, apparently it was featured on an episode of Ghost Adventures, season 9, episode 13. So if you're curious to learn more, there's that. The old Licking County Jail. Next up, we've got Ohio University in Athens.
Refresh my memory because I think I might have heard of this.
So it's obviously it's a university.
Yeah.
It's got a campus and such, but there's various reports that have gone on throughout people's time there. And I was reading a bunch of like personal reports of like people who had gone to school there and like leaving their comments and stuff. And like there was one story of a girl, she said she heard while her and her roommate or dorm mate were sleeping, there was a scratching noise that followed the entire wall just around the room and then it started at the door, scratched all the way around the inside of the room, like went over their heads where they were laying.
Yeah. Came
around and then it stopped back at the door and it was done. That would have scared the shit out of me if that happened. I'd have been like, nope. But
come get me.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the more common claims though is apparently you can hear the sound of children playing in a pool on campus. However, that pool doesn't exist anymore. That pool's been demolished and removed. But you can still hear the sounds of kids playing and splashing in the pool in the area that it was.
That's some creepy shit.
That's creepy as fuck.
Damn.
You got some of the typical haunting stuff. Water faucets will turn on their own. Some lights will flicker on and off. One of the more unique ones I saw, though, about this place is there's something that people call the marble sound, which can be heard all around the campus, and usually it's said to be happening on the floor above you or right outside your dorm door.
Like little marbles.
They said it sounds like someone had a bag of marbles and just dumps the bag of marbles.
Oh. And
then if you open your door when it's like right outside, there's nothing.
Really?
It's an empty hallway. There's no marbles anywhere or anything. And they said it just sounds like a bag of marbles being dumped in front of your door. And apparently that's reported all over the campus. That's not like the pool thing that's like in this one spot where there used to be a pool.
Right.
That's where you hear that. But apparently this is all over the campus.
Oh, wow.
One of the ones that's kind of interesting to me is I couldn't find any proof of it, but it's claimed by a bunch of the students that apparently there's tunnels that run underneath the campus that connect the buildings. And there supposedly is a bunch of cult meetings that'll happen down there. Cult worship and sacrifices and stuff will take place.
Really?
And you can hear them sometimes, I guess, down if you're listening, if you're like above the tunnels or something.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
I could believe that.
And then it doesn't really help it much, but apparently right next door to the campus is an old abandoned insane asylum, which that's never good.
Anything with the insane asylum, especially from that time era, is going to be some spirits from around there.
Oh yeah, because they were treated awful.
Yeah,
they didn't know what medicine was. They were cutting people's heads open to look at their brains.
Right, those are just mad scientists with just a playroom.
And it wasn't even people that had actual issues.
Yeah, it was like if you're gay, that's an illness. We're gonna cut your brain open. What was the other one? Women talking back to men. That was like a issue.
Yeah.
which is crazy.
And they'd send you to the asylum, which is
Right.
nothing wrong with these people at all.
No, nothing.
And then they would
It's
be
normal.
sedated and drugged and experimented on, and it was just like, there's got to be something around those.
You
Like,
know,
there's too much evil went on there to have nothing.
It's like the stuff that we know today, like autism or something like that. That will be a mental illness, and you would, you're insane. They got you in the rubber room with the straight jacket on.
Yeah.
Because you got autism or you special needs or something like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's wild.
Yeah. No, it was wild, crazy times that just. I'm glad those are over.
Right. Because I definitely would have been in a nut house.
This one's a little more closer to your home, I guess. This is the Franklin Castle in Cleveland.
I know where Franklin Castle is. Yeah.
This is the most interesting one I was able to find.
Oh, Franklin Castle. Crazy.
Yeah. And apparently it's one of the most haunted places in Ohio. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was yeah. So I'll just read through this because I wrote down quite a bit.
Oh, go ahead.
So
right.
It was built in 1881 for a German immigrant named Heinz, and I'm sorry if I fuck up the name, Tridesman, something like that.
Let me see. Tiedemann.
Tiedemann?
Yeah.
Is that it? Tiedemann, okay. Heinz Tiedemann. It was a 21-room castle built in Cleveland. Apparently this guy was some kind of banker, basically. Pretty much immediately after he moved into the house, bad shit started happening to him. In the same year the house was built in 1881, his 15-year-old daughter passed away.
Yep.
From, I think it was, they said diabetes or something.
I can't remember, but I do remember hearing that.
In the same year, his mother would pass away in the house. Over the next 3 years, he would lose 3 more children.
Yeah.
As infants, like young children. There was reports of a 5th child being killed by him, but I couldn't find anything that was like an actual substantial, like this happened. But there was, because like every other death in his family that happened was kind of like some kind of disease, or they died at a young infant,
age.
which in 1880s, which
is common.
Yeah. And then there was just this one report of a child that he hung, which is like that just seems too far out for me. But.
No, because I actually heard that one too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because they say like people have seen, I guess, like a figure hanging from the rafters in there because they open it up around Halloween time for haunted tours. But most of the years like boarded up.
Yeah.
I've never been. I know where the house is. I drove past it a bunch of times. I've never been inside, but they do give haunted tours around this time of year.
Okay. So basically he lost his mom, 4 of his children, and then a few years after that, in 1895, he would lose his wife. He then sold the house in 1908. I guess he was done with it.
Yeah, the house got bad juju.
Yeah.
Man. It's a bad juju house.
In the 1920s through 1930s, it was used as a bootlegger's house because of all the weird secret passageways and hidden rooms they could hide their drink and stuff. And a lot of bad stuff still happened around the bootlegging thing, so I'm sure there's deaths involved with that.
Oh, yeah.
From the 1940s to the 1960s, it was used for a meeting place for the Nazis.
Really? I didn't know that one.
Various Nazi organizations would meet there. Like someone had bought the house and they used it as a meeting place. And there was apparently a report of a bit of a dispute that went down between those organizations, and just a shitload of men got gunned down in that dispute. So there's at least like 30 dead bodies that have been in this house, basically.
Yeah, that house got some bad energy. Like it's big as fuck.
Yeah.
It's big, like.
And then on top of that, the house has caught fire twice.
Yeah. I've known those too. That bitch caught fire and it don't burn down because it's all stone. It's kind of like Victorian area built. So it's mostly stone, but it's a huge house, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking creepy.
I went ahead and downloaded some pictures. I'm gonna put up like pictures of like this is what the building looks like on the outside at the least for the podcast. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into some of the reports of the creepy stuff that happens there between the tours, and there have been people who have just lived in that house over the years.
Yeah.
So the first
I don't even
one,
know who owns a house now. I don't know if it's the city who owns it or...
Apparently someone bought it in 2022. I couldn't find a name or anything, so I don't know if it's just like a tour company or something. But
probably is.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. But that was like the most recent purchase. But this first one's the most creepy one to me. It was reported that you could hear the sound of babies crying coming from within the walls, which is creepy on its own. However, during one of the home renovations, when they tore down a wall, they found the actual skeleton of a child inside the wall.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's like, oh, fuck. Like,
yeah, that's a spirit in there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So that one's a little... the other one I find really fucking creepy was it's a report by one of the people who owned the house to live in at one point in time. Mm-hmm. And she talked about... she would tell the story of a time that one of her kids had come up to her and was asking for a treat because they wanted to give the treat to the girl in the hallway that wouldn't stop crying.
Oh, fuck.
And like if I had a kid and it walked up to me and said that, like, no, we're fucking out. We're done. We're done. We're leaving. We're getting the fuck out of here.
Hold on. You said who? What? Yeah. Hey, we're moving the fuck out of here.
We're getting the fuck out of here. I don't care how nice the house is. The girl in the hallway crying? Nah.
Yeah. That area is really nice. Mm-hmm. They built that area up over the years. There's like a bunch of bars over there, nightclubs. Mm-hmm. It's really nice over there. It's in the Tremont area. And it's in the Ohio City area. Okay. Fucking beautiful over there. Like homes over there, $1 million homes. Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah.
Back then, when I was coming up, they weren't, it was a pretty rough area, but they kind of came in there and they cleaned it up and, put luxury condos over there and built up the shoreline over there. It's a beautiful area, but that fucking house stands out. I know exactly where that house is. Nope.
It definitely would.
I ain't been in that bitch. I've driven past it. I ain't never been in it.
So what other reports do we got here? In a certain secret room in the house, this is the one we were kind of talking about earlier. There's reports of people seeing the Lady in Black, which was the daughter supposedly named Emma.
Yeah,
that Hans had hung.
Yeah,
and that's the Lady in Black. And apparently, she can be found as an apparition inside the room that she was hung in.
Yeah, it's one of the. It's like it looked like a. Like a tower. It's one of those. It's in the top room. I don't. Is that a tower? I'm trying to think. Like, if you look at a castle, and they got that one on the corner, that's like a tower.
I would call it a tower. I'm not good on castle terminology.
Well, I'm fucked up right now, so I'm just trying to say.
I'm trying to finish this so we can get to the other drink.
Yeah, right.
Fucked up.
But at the same time, like it was in there, and that's I did a deep dive on that when I was into because I got one. Okay, but I'm gonna let you run yours.
That's about all I got for the Franklin Castle. So, if you want to get into it, the next one I have is more of a personal experience of mine from Zanesville. Oh. So if you want to get into yours,
well, it's not really a haunting, but this shit happened. Mm-hmm. And it's called the Torso Murders. Okay. So this was probably Cleveland, late 20s, early 30-ish. Mm-hmm. There was a serial killer that came around Cleveland. He would cut off heads and limbs and everything, and they would just find the torso. But it was perfect. It was like precise, surgically removed, and they would just dump the bodies in the area they would call like shanty towns, which is now where the rapid transit RTA owns that area now because that's where they do the rapid transit at.
Okay.
So it was like down like near 55th, 30th area of downtown Cleveland. I can't remember the number of bodies it was, but I would probably say it's probably 8 to 10 bodies that they found down there. Either they found like the head, no body. They found the torsos, no head. Like that's all it was, and it was surgically removed. So it wasn't like jigsaw cut. It was perfectly cut.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I've been down there before. When I was a youth, I used to spray paint. So I've been in these areas where they used to find these bodies, and when you look at pictures, it was like old shanty towns where pretty much poor people lived. They had like a makeshift shack, and they was living like near the Cuyahoga River, and it was all down there. And I used to say like there was probably some fucking doctor out there who was just picking up people.
Probably.
That, you know, nobody would miss. He would take them to a house probably somewhere in, if I was to guess, either somewhere close by, because you didn't have to carry the body far. Because, you know, cars wasn't, you know, really accessible then. It was probably more, some people had cars, but it was probably more still horse and buggy then. So it had to be close by. And there's probably a house down in Cleveland because they never found the heads. They never found any of like other body parts or anything. It was just like the torsos. And I think they found one head, and the head is actually on display at the Cleveland Police Museum.
Really?
Not the head, but like a paper mache of the head.
Okay.
Yeah. They did like a death mask. So it's actually a display of the head that they found down there in the 30s. It's crazy. I was fascinated with that story though. Like that is a interesting story. Somewhere in Cleveland, there's a house that might have heads in the wall, or in the floor, or in the backyard, because it's a lot of old houses down that way.
Well, if it says anything, there were talks that I saw around the Franklin Castle of at one point between the 20s and 30s, before the Prohibition stuff was really like pushing through the castle.
Yeah.
Or the year after it, something around that time, there was apparently a doctor living in that castle. That's
a long way though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like...
I'm just geographically from where they were saying and where it was. That's a good 10 miles.
Yeah, but
it's possible.
If you're able to afford the castle...
You can afford a car.
You can probably afford a buggy, you know, like, or even a car, yeah.
Yeah, you can afford a car.
Get yourself a Model T.
I think they was above Model Ts.
Yeah, they were on like the Model A, or not A, but whatever. Yeah, they were past the Model T at that point. They were doing like 15 miles per hour.
Yeah. 15, you know. But it's an interesting story. Like if y'all guys interested, look up Cleveland torso murder. It's a fucked up story, man. And
maybe that's what we do next year, serial killers.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
'Cause I got some.
All right, our next drink.
All right. So we got another drink. I really like this one.
Yeah, it's not exactly Halloween themed, but it's scary looking, I guess. So I was like, I'll buy that.
It comes in a cool ass aluminum container, and this is called Smokehead. I don't even know how to say that shit. It is like single malt Scotch whiskey. Check that shit out. That's just a dope ass can. I like that.
And there was some guy at the store had put a sticker on there named Kevin that recommended it. So if it's bad, we get to shit talk Kevin for a little bit.
Right. You know, it got the little skull on the top. I hope I'm holding that up right. Cause that butterscotch got me kind of Butterfinger got me kind of busted.
Yeah, I'm feeling good after that.
Oh yeah. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Me too.
All right, so Smokehead. Oh, this boy chill too. You had it in the freezer?
Yeah, it's been in the fridge.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that metal keeps it cooler.
43% alcohol. Woo. All right. Fuck it, we ain't no bitches. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour up some.
Ooh.
Nice little quart. Oh, that's liquor. Just smelling that shit, I can smell it.
Ooh. 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 It smells scary, I'll tell you that.
That's gonna put fucking. That's gonna make your chest hair straight right there, Jack.
You might end up taking this bottle with you, depending.
Hey, shit.
I just might not drink the rest of it. See.
All right, let's go ahead. I don't like it.
Yeah, no. That's got a really weird taste.
It does.
I'm trying to pick out what it is.
Medicine?
It almost tastes burnt.
Yeah.
Like it tastes burnt. Somehow you burnt the whiskey.
I don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
Oh. That shit tastes exactly how it smell. Mm-hmm. Oh, what's that dude name?
It started with a C, like Corey, or got Corey, but I don't know. Whoever you are, fuck you.
I ain't even gonna finish that.
I'm not either. I think
that's bad. I'd rather drink that Indian shit that we had.
Yeah, me too.
I'd rather drink Malort just to clear my palate.
I was sitting there debating on saying that. I almost wanted to say I'd drink the Malort over this.
That's nasty.
That's disappointing.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. No, that's yeah, we can't get down with that one.
No.
Ugh.
Genuinely, it tastes burnt. And I don't know how the fuck you make a liquid taste burnt.
Yeah, it tastes like just...
It tastes like burnt wood. Not smoky.
No, burnt wood.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's a disappointment.
I really like the can.
Yeah, no, I'm going to keep the can.
Yeah, that can dope as fuck. But that shit... Oh, nah.
Might empty the bottle and put something good tasting in it.
No, I'm gonna leave it. Somebody gonna drink that.
The sink will drink it. Actually, you know what? King Buns will probably drink it when he gets here. He's fucking alcoholic. He'll drink anything.
Yeah, Buns ain't got no fucking filter. That motherfucker generally likes Malort.
Yeah, he does.
Nobody likes Malort. What the... Yeah, no. Yeah, go ahead, run it. I don't even want to talk about it no more.
Well, we got two more. One of them is more of a personal thing.
Okay.
As far as like an actual like haunted place in Ohio goes, this is kind of low on the list of like scary hauntings. But I've actually been to this place a lot. And this is in Zanesville. It is the Zanesville Community Theater.
Okay.
Which when I was in high school, my little sisters all wanted to do theater. Mm-hmm. Well, a couple of them wanted to do theater. And kind of my mom's thing was like, I'm not sending my little girls there alone. So Eggs, you're going to go there and you're going to work backstage at the very least. You're not going to let your sister sit there alone. And I was like, all right, fine, whatever. It gets me out of the house. So I took part in, I want to say, 4 plays at this place.
Okay. Between
like 2011 and 2014 when I moved out.
Okay.
But it's just a small little theater, and it's in a residential area. Like you can drive down the road this thing's on, and it's just residential house and like cul-de-sacs and stuff. And then there's just this one random theater.
Send that on my...
There's just this one random theater, and it's a small one. Mm-hmm. But apparently it's haunted.
Really?
And even my whole time when I was there, I'd hear stories about how the place is haunted. And to be completely honest, the place is creepy as fuck. It has a basement that they would store all the old props from past shows. And the place has been putting on shows for 60 years.
Okay.
So it was just dusty, old, broken props.
So 60
just
years
scattered
of
this basement.
props. Okay.
Yeah. It just 60 years worth of just theatrical play props just in a basement untouched, because no one went down there like looking for props. They just stored them back there. Maybe we'll use them again one day. Never did. And it was just this big open area, dark. There was like 2 lights in the basement. And the place was creepy as fuck.
I believe it.
But the reports are there was a guy that died during the building of the theater. He fell from a scaffold and died, which is a true story. That did happen. So there's reports that you can still hear him every once in a while when you're inside the theater by yourself or it's quiet. You can hear some banging on the outside of the building of the guy working on the building trying to build it.
Okay.
There's also, you can hear if you're sitting out in the audience area by yourself, or again, like just a small amount of people, you can hear some murmurs from backstage of people bustling, trying to get around and get props together in their costumes and stuff like that.
Oh, shit.
One that I think I did actually hear, I'm not 100% positive, is, because like I said, I did a lot of help with the backstage stuff. So during show times, I would show up along with, I think it was like 3 or 4 other people, depending on the show. And we would be there early to get things set up to get ready. And you could hear whispered talking coming from out in the audience.
Really?
Like people were out in the audience just waiting for the show to start, kind of thing. Yeah. Like you couldn't pick up the conversation, but it would just sound like whispered talking.
Oh, wow.
And that's one where it's like, I don't know if, because like the people that would normally run it, I was like the youngest guy there, so I don't know if like maybe someone was out there like playing a joke on me, because they're the ones that told me these stories. You know, like, so it's like, it's very possible that they're like, oh, Tyler's backstage moving around costumes, let's just go out here and whisper, and you know, like, so it's very possible there was that.
Yeah.
But it's also reported outside of, like, it wasn't just something they told me and then
it was something that was widely known.
And I really tried hard to find it, but apparently it's completely gone. In 2011, I remember when this happened, because this was literally 1 month before I started going to the theater, so everybody was talking about it.
Okay.
There was a paranormal investigation crew that came through and did an investigation on the theater called the Southeastern Ohio Paranormal Investigators.
Yeah.
They're shut down now, apparently. Their website's disappeared. But I remember watching the video. They had put an EVP thing out in the audience and the auditorium area. And in certain parts of the EVP, you could hear whispering happening out in the audience. And I was like, well, there is that.
I don't know, man. Like, so the paranormal thing, I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
You know, like when you think of like aliens and shit, you know what I'm saying? We live in this universe, billions of stars, you know, real wide. Like we're definitely not the only beings in the universe.
Yeah.
You know, like there's planets trillions of miles away where something's living there.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's us or extraterrestrial, whatever you want to say. But like when it comes to like paranormal stuff, hauntings and stuff like that, I'm kind of skeptical because I haven't seen it. You know, like we live in a state where there is a lot of death and a lot of pain.
A lot of evil.
It should be a lot of spirits around this motherfucker. You know, and I haven't seen any. Yeah. You know, and I've been really drunk and I haven't seen any.
Yeah.
I mean, but people believe that shit, you know, like this place has got spirits. And I respect it.
Yeah.
You know, but Now, would I go ahead and be like, all right, I'm about to spend the night in the Franklin Castle? Probably not.
Oh, I'd love to.
You would love to.
I would love to do a
if
ghost
they turned
hunt.
that bitch to the Airbnb, you was like, sign me up. All right. Well,
I'd love to do it.
Well, just something happen. Just make sure you mark in there. I can have all this shit.
I'll put it in my will. Yeah.
All right, let me have
LSD gets my games when I die.
Y'all heard it.
The video proof.
All right, y'all heard it. But anyways, paranormal spirits, nah. It's kind of like fairy tales to me. Like, cause I haven't seen anything or I haven't got the feeling of it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm not when it comes to like paranormal stuff, I don't really believe it. Like I said, there was that whispers thing, but I'm genuinely convinced that it was just the people messing with me.
Yeah.
Because, like, why not? There was this. How old was I? I was 14 at the time.
Hey, no.
And
let's fuck with this kid.
Yeah. It was the guys ranged like 17 to like 36. They told me all these stories, and then like a night or two later, all of a sudden, there's whispering in the audience. You know, like, I think paranormal stuff is fun. Same thing as I said when we were doing the cryptids. I don't believe in any of the cryptids, but I think it's fun. I think their stories, they add a little mystic touch to the world that, you know.
Yeah, like the Loch Ness Monster. Like, it's a cool story. Mm-hmm. But there's nothing living out there.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But it's cool as fuck, you know.
Yeah.
But everybody say they seen it. I'm like, you just seen driftwood. Yeah. That's all you seen. Until you see something come out with a long neck and grabbing something, you ain't seen shit.
Until Loch Ness Monster picks you up and eats you.
Yeah, we still ain't gonna know.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a fun topic. I do like it because it gives kind of like a mystery, kind of like a spooky vibe. Mm-hmm. Like the movie I watched not too long ago. I'm trying to remember what the name of it was, but it said it was based on a true story. What the fuck? But it was basically kind of like an exorcist or whatever, and with a black woman and her kids, and like that shit was fucking creepy. Mm-hmm. It's a creepy ass movie. It's on Netflix. I think it's called the Deliverance. I think that's what it's called.
I've heard that name, so maybe.
So you got Deliverance, which is the old Burt Reynolds movie. Mm-hmm. This one is called The Deliverance. Mm-hmm. And it's about a black woman who moves into this house, her mother and her two kids, and the kids are possessed by this spirit. Mm-hmm. And they say it's based on a true story. You know, just I'm pretty sure the movie is dramatized and everything, but that shit was creepy as fuck.
Oh, I bet.
It's creepy as fuck. Like, fantastic movie, but it's creepy. It had you like, shit. Oh man.
So what you're saying is, if somehow in some weird way we hit a certain subscriber number, you wouldn't go on a ghost hunt with me?
I entertain it.
You'd entertain it for a big enough number? For
a big enough number. Okay. I entertain that shit. If we hit, I'm doing low. If we hit 1,000 subscribers.
Oh. I was going to go for like 20, but 20,000. But yeah, if 1,000 subscribers, you'll go on a ghost hunt. I'm down for that.
Oh, just so you know, I'm gonna be loaded. You seen it. Yeah. Oh, I'm going. I ain't gonna be naked though. Believe
what are you gonna do? Shoot a ghost?
What, by any means necessary.
Yeah, fair enough.
By any means.
That's what you break the cross. You'll be gone.
Hey, it's either that motherfucker gonna be a real spirit or it's gonna be Scooby Doo. But
either way, you're shooting at it.
I'm shooting at it. Either way, I'm busting at it. I'm about to write this recipe down.
Yeah, that shit's good.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a shame our day was ruined with Smokehead.
Yeah, and I've seen that bottle before. That stuff is garbage.
Oh well.
Keep that in there because I'm gonna talk about that. That stuff is garbage.
Garbage.
Oh man, so your last one.
My last one. This is the one I was kind of alluding to earlier with South Carolina. Apparently there is an apparition. It kind of functions like the Mothman, where the Mothman shows up before disaster. Apparently, you know. This one is called the Gray Man.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's apparently an apparition that'll show up on the beaches of South Carolina and warn people to get off the beach and run when a hurricane is approaching or a really bad storm is approaching. And it's basically, it's just like, there's like reports of people saying like a guy all dressed in black with a weird blurry face they can't remember. Yeah, the taste sticks in your mouth, doesn't it?
Like, I just belched that shit up and I could taste it.
Yeah.
That shit's disgusting.
It's awful.
Oh.
Awful.
Go ahead. Keep going.
But he's apparently dressed in an all gray suit. He's got a weird, like, not blurry face, but like people can't remember what his face looks like. It's like, and basically he just comes up and he's like, "Hey, you might want to get off the beach. There's something coming."
I've just recently started hearing about the Gray Man on TikTok recently.
And it apparently we needed that recently with all the hurricane stuff. But like,
you know, it's another one coming.
Yeah,
right behind it.
Yeah, They're saying like it might turn to go up through Texas. I guess we'll know by the time this podcast comes out, but
yeah, we definitely know.
Yeah, but yeah, no, the Gray Man. I thought that one was kind of interesting. It's like South Carolina's Mothman. But it's like a ghostly apparition that shows up to warn people to get the fuck off the beach.
I actually heard another story though. The reason why we have hurricanes is because of the slave trade.
Okay.
It's because most of the hurricanes are brewed up from Africa. They coming from that region. So they kind of come across and they're hitting all the spots where slave traders were. So Jamaica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Florida, parts of Mexico, most of the South Carolinas and stuff like that. And that I've heard this was the spirits of the dead slaves coming up from Africa to destroy the parts of the South region where slave trade was going on.
That is interesting.
It is interesting.
That is interesting. Because there's like, I saw a thing recently too where it's like, hurricanes don't cross the border. They're the equator. No. They'll start and then they'll follow the equator and then they'll pivot and hit a certain place, basically. Right. And it's kind of interesting because Africa's right there on that equator. Yeah. So it starts and it kind of like
it just diverts. Like teeters up. Yeah. I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So I heard about that years ago, and I put some thoughts on. I was like, you know, that's an interesting one right there. I can get on board with that one. Yeah. Now, when you talk about some of the other shit, maybe. But that one I can probably get on board with.
The only, like, weird, I get ghost story I can't explain was when I was, like, I don't even remember how old I was. It has to do with an animal, which is why I'm, like, really like I don't know if it's as much of a ghost story, but it's really fucking strange. So my stepmother had 2 cats, George and Samantha. Fucking loved Samantha. Great cat. I'd get over there, she'd hop up on the couch and she'd cuddle and she'd let you pet her, and she was always happy to be there with me. She'd hang out, she was chill. Then there was the other cat, George.
George was a douche.
George was a piece of shit. George hated men. If a woman walked in the house, he was on her legs. He was doing the little twirly swirl around the legs and rubbing against them. If you walked close to George, he was pissed off at you as a guy.
Really?
There was times where I'd walk down the hallway and George would be walking down the hallway. And he wouldn't even, like, he wasn't scared of me. He wasn't, like, trying to run away or anything. Yeah. We would just be casually walking past each other. And as we're walking past each other, he would turn and just keep walking. Like, kick the shit out of that cat. George was an asshole. He bit my dad on the top of the head one time. What? Just randomly. He climbed up the back of the couch and just bit him on the head. George was an asshole.
George would have been on the street.
So, George had passed away. And it was literally, like, a couple weeks later, I was at my mom's house, and my room at the time was in the basement because I was a teenager. Yeah. And the basement had these tiny little windows that you can kind of see out, the little rectangle ones. And I came walking down the stairs to go to my bedroom, and I walked through the first door, and there's a gray cat that looks exactly like George just sitting at the window, staring in at me.
Oh, shit.
There was a couple stray cats around my area. I was sure I'd seen them all. None of them were a gray cat. The part that like weirded me out the most was it had the same scar on its nose as George.
Oh, shit.
And it just sat there and it stared at me. I took a picture of it with one of my old phones and I sent it to my dad and stepmom, and my stepmom was even like, yeah, that looks like George. Like, and then never saw that cat again. Ever. Like anywhere around the town, at the windows or anything. Just never saw that cat again. And I was like, I swear to God, if dead George came back to haunt me,
That's it.
it would be a cat thing to do, to come back and just be an asshole.
Yeah, cats, man. I like cats. But, you know, you got to earn their affection.
Yeah.
Cats ain't like dogs are whores. Dogs
Yeah.
gonna, oh, hey, pet me, rub my belly. Cats, you got to earn their affection. I
I like cats, but sadly, I've become allergic to cats.
Oh, yeah, because you haven't had a lot of exposure around them, probably, yeah.
I grew like I said, I grew up with George and Samantha, and we had another cat, Bolt. That was my gaming buddy.
Okay.
I'd sit in my room playing Call of Duty, and he would just sit on my lap the whole night, just sitting there and chill. I loved Bolt, but yeah, I'm allergic to cats out of nowhere, and I hate it.
I like cats, man.
Yeah,
Like, dogs is cool, but they a little bit too much work. Cats kind of, they
do their own thing.
do their own thing. Like,
They fuck off and do their own thing.
like, you ain't got to bathe them. Shit. They great. You know, I like pork chop. Pork chop, all right.
Well, do you have any other ghostly stories or haunted places you know about?
I don't. I mean, I've heard of like the asylum downtown here in Columbia.
The one on Bull Street.
Yeah, I've heard about that one. I heard that place is haunted, which they sadly turned into condos, luxury condos.
They leveled the whole place and built condos over it.
Yeah, I remember pulling the trailer over there when they was doing it. Yeah.
Did you ever go back there before they leveled everything?
Oh yeah, I've been back there before. That shit was creepy as fuck.
It's just a fucking ghost town back there.
Yeah,
It looked like an actual ghost town because they built the place out, and then they got too many people coming in, so they built it bigger, and then too many people came in, and then they started building small little like examination rooms and buildings off to the back of it, and you could drive through there, and it just looked like a ghost town.
Yes, a couple of buildings are still standing. They still got that church back there. It's right behind the. They put a brewery over there now, and there's a church back there.
Yeah.
That's still up. I don't know what they're going to do with it. Like, I don't think they're tearing it down. I don't know if they're going to turn it into a church or turn it into something else. But that old asylum downtown is now luxury condos.
Yeah.
No.
I don't look. I like I said before. I don't necessarily believe in ghosts. I wouldn't want to live in one of those. Oh, this place was built over an asylum? No thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I at least want to look at one.
Oh yeah.
I'll look at one, you know, but
If people are interested, there is a bunch of videos on YouTube. I think I saw it was like 2019. Someone did it. They took a drone and flew it around the area.
the South Carolina one?
The South Carolina. What would they call it? The South Carolina Lunatic Asylum.
Yeah, Lunatic Asylum.
If you look it up on YouTube, there is a video of like someone with a drone, and you can see how creepy the fucking place looks.
Yeah, it should look real creepy.
But yeah, they leveled it and put apartments.
Some of the buildings still there. I think the one that was the asylum, that one's still there.
No, they leveled the big building. It's gone.
It's still there. On the other side. So when we first met, I used to stay in those apartments. Mm-hmm. My neighbor he works there. He used to tell me about it, but he never said anything creepy. But he said that's where he's been working there for like the past 30 years. Mm-hmm. So. Well,
they said they shut it down in 2005, but they didn't. The children's ward was still up and operational because there's an actual hospital right next to it. Mm-hmm. And the children's section of that hospital was moved over to the insane asylum. And I think it was until like 2016 the children's side of that asylum was still open. And then they leveled the whole place. They built the condos and they built like a baseball stadium or something behind it.
Yes, a baseball stadium back there. There's a couple of restaurants. I'm almost certain that building is original because I remember when me and used to work together, I put a trailer right in between that bitch.
Yeah, so I know like there's that brewery. That's one of the original buildings.
Okay, that brewery's awesome.
I haven't been there yet.
I've been there.
I've driven past it, but I haven't been there.
It's so good.
I might have to. I'm gonna have to stop by at some point.
Oh, so good.
I just never get down that way.
Yeah, I never do, but we went down there when I had family in town, and we stopped down there. We had a good time. Mm-hmm. But it's a good spot.
I have to check it out.
Yeah. Shit, man. I ain't got nothing else. What you got? You done?
Yep, that's all I got.
All right, man. So, follow us on our platforms. Instagram at Too Fade to Play. TikTok at Too Fade to Play. Please leave us a like, comment. Anything you want us to play. Anything you want us to talk about. Mm-hmm. Please, if you got any, like, stories of your own that you may have seen, like a ghost, a specter or something like that, please comment because we would like to hear from it.
Yeah. So. Hit the subscribe button, hit that little notification bell. I don't know if we've ever said that. If you hit that, YouTube will tell you when we upload a video. It'll send you a little notification. And it'll be like, Too Faded to Play has uploaded a video. Go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it.
Watch it. Leave a comment.
We have fun, man. So I mean, I think we got a couple new subscribers lately.
Yeah.
But we ain't really been knocking it out.
Yeah. I think we're up. Last I saw, we're at 120.
Yeah, 120.
Yeah.
It's still good. For the 120, man, hey, we appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
We love y'all. We thank y'all sticking with us and keep watching us because we still drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this shit was fun.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
The Butterfinger thing was delicious.
I'm glad I did pick this up. Because if we had to drink that the second,
yeah.
Oh, God.
The Haunted House was really good, too.
Yeah. The Haunted House beer was good.
It's just the fucking Smokehead. I would not. Unless you like the taste of burnt wood, don't go for the Smokehead.
Yeah, that shit nasty. I'd rather drink gin, and you know I hate gin.
I say at this point, that's the bottom of my list for the end of the year drink.
Oh yeah, that is about that time. Yeah,
we're getting there.
Smokehead at the bottom. But shit, man, we ain't gonna hold y'all. Shit, I'm your boy LSD.
Nah, Megs.
Peace.
See ya.